The mass resignation from teaching in Oklahoma hits a fever pitch as districts struggle to fill openings as kids are returning to the classroom.
We told you last night why so many educators are choosing now to walk away. Tonight, we continue our series looking at how polarizing politics plays a role. It is tonight's Crisis in the Classroom. Longtime educators like Hillary Cohen hit their breaking point and are walking away.
A lot of teachers are just feeling, beat down right now.
It's not just burnout from the pandemic. The mass resignations come amid rampant politicization, gag orders, book bans, threats, and intimidation, and who teachers describe as elected officials who are not pro-education.
There are groups out there that want to focus on culture war issues that aren't even relevant to what's happening in school, but they say it loud enough and often enough that they get a following.
Efforts to divert money from our public schools and into private schools are well funded by special interest groups with dark money. Meanwhile, the state legislature, tasked with funding a free and fair education to Oklahoma children, turned its focus during the last session on arming teachers, banning trans kids from sports, and targeting school librarians.
Why are we talking about these things that are just hot button topics and to get votes? Meanwhile, the real issues, are still there. They are just still there.
One real issue that's not going away, the number of incoming teachers isn't nearly enough to keep up with the number leaving the profession. Among the short-term band-aids, scholarships for education majors, and expanding who can be an adjunct teacher, now to include those without a bachelor's degree and no experience managing a classroom.
To just pull somebody in and throw them in the deep end like that is, to me, it's unfair.
It just seems like it's bodies in classrooms right now, and it really doesn't matter your training or your qualifications or your experience.
OEA President Catherine Bishop is working to secure long-term solutions, including a sizable investment from lawmakers. Oklahoma Policy Institute found Oklahoma ranks 48th in the nation for per pupil spending.
We talk about our students' future, but that investment has to happen right now. We spend so much time and money trying to figure out how to bring other big corporations into our state. We have a corporation. Our public schools are a corporation.
Not just from the legislature, educators want a return of community support and unity they felt during the 2018 teacher walkout.
In that moment, we saw positive change, and we can get back to that.
Teachers and staff did secure a raise, but at the expense of what they call political blowback and retribution in the years since.
It's gotten to a point to where we've been taken advantage of, where and legislators have just kind of gone, well, so?
Some colleges are shutting down their secondary education programs due to lack of interest, and now surrounding states have raised their pay and are actively recruiting Oklahoma teachers amid record inflation.
The money is there to fund education, to give teachers, to give every public sector employee a cost of living raise.
Without action, many warn our state's future workforce and economy are on the line.
At some point, we're going to have to take some action. So let's do it now. I mean, what are we waiting on? Waiting on it to get worse?